City Council President Tony Young sat down with me yesterday to talk about his agenda for 2011 and the mayor's State of the City address. Council President Young, in last year's State of the City speech, the mayor promised to come up with a plan that would stop the cycle of budget deficits, and that hasn't happened yet. So what is what he said this week any different from what he said in the past?
Well, I think we're closer to where we were a year ago, and we have better indicators of how much money we need to fill the structural deficit. I think the council and also the mayor understand after Proposition D that we have to come up with new ideas to address the budget deficit that exclude the idea of raising taxes. So I think the mayor has a clearer picture and a better mandate from the public.
This is the 6th State of the City address, and in many of them he talked about eliminating the budget deficits. You think he's a little closer now to understanding it?
Well, first of all, I think it's all of us who are working on it. It's not just the mayor, but also the council who are addressing this budget deficit every day. And I think he is closer. We made a number of cuts. This first month of my tenure as council president, we have identified 3 different departments that will go out to manage competition, and I think we're well on our way.
There was one idea here, and it is the city attorney's legal opinion, for example, that the base pay of city workers can be frozen, and that would limit the pension obligations. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that idea?
Well, what I've told the public and I've told my colleagues is that we have to create a menu of options to address the budget deficit. We should identify the option and identify how much money that will save in regards to addressing the budget deficit. That's an option that should be on our menu. Looking at base pay, freezing base pay, and then identifying bonuses that would not be calculated in the pension costs in regards to the city employees.
There are so many people who have come forth with options. We have Councilman Faulkner and Councilman DeMaio, and we have Vince Mudd's ideas, lots and lots of ideas. You now are in a position of extreme leadership as the council president. You know, what would be your agenda? What would be your favorite among all the ideas?
I don't have a favorite, but I would just say that no, I don't think anybody actually has the plan, the specific plan to address it. I think my role as a council is to bring some consensus, not only with the council members that I serve with, but also the public that we work for. And my goal is to literally create a menu of options that will include all of Carl DeMaio's plan, all of Kevin Faulkner's plan, all of the labor union's recommendations, all of the public's recommendations, and put it on a list. And then we start paring down until we get to 0.
So it sounds as though you're more involved in the organization of it rather than in coming forth with an advocacy of your own?
Yes, I think that's probably what my role is. And obviously I have ideas that I want to include, but I think my role is to encourage consensus on the best options that everybody provides, and then encourage my colleagues to vote on something that will allow us to get out of this deficit that we're in.
Just to get a handle on what one of your ideas might be.
For example, I've given a couple of ideas. One is to look at privatization of golf courses and our airports. I don't find any strong reason for the city of San Diego to be operating 5 golf courses, or how many we have, or that we actually own airports. Can we have somebody run those for us and keep the profits from that operation?
Well, just to get back to the mayor's speech, what do you think of his build downtown enthusiasm that we heard in the speech, while he still said we have to reduce city services?
Well, this is what I agree with when it comes to the mayor. We can't just, we're a big city, and we have to have vision, and we have to believe in ourselves to do that. We can actually do great things. We have a budget deficit. However, projects like the convention center expansion could actually bring money into the coffers of the city. So we have to look at those types of options, not only to improve our financial condition here at the city, but improve what we are as a city. For example, the Balboa Park Conservancy that we're going to work on. I think that's a great idea.
Well, I'd like to ask you many more questions, but our time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Council President Tony Young.